John. Come to have a chat about the vacant position.
Right, I'll give you a rundown of the place.
Give me a cock in my hand.
Sakes. Can you make a decent cup of tea?
Oh, I am good at tea. Are you spunk for milk? Are you okay with the ticks in the swearing?
What ticks and swearing? We need to get you to think Tourette's is the problem. People not knowing about Tourette's is the problem. Educate them.
You always said I should help people like me. I have Tourette's syndrome, and it makes me tick. Fuck you.
That young man over there would not harm a fly, and he makes a damn fine cup of tea.
Spunk for milk.
Aloha.
Spunk for milk.
This is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man, coming to you live once again from beautiful Hawaii here on the island Oahu, bringing you, yes you, the best movie reviews on the entire island of Oahu. And yes, this is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man. And Monday, for the Regal Mystery movie, I went in and I saw a movie that's not out yet, that should be coming out soon. 2 theaters, probably in the next couple of weeks. Called I Swear. And now this movie has a bit of controversy. It is based on a true story. And because of that controversy, I think it won't do very well. Well, honestly, even without the controversy, this movie probably would not have done well at theaters anyways. Definitely not breaking the bank. Just because of the topic of the movie itself. It's a smaller feature, one of those personal, personal accomplishment kind of stories, and endurance kind of stories. On a personal note, not really, a blockbuster in any sense of the imagination. Yet, it is a tale worth telling. However, due to the controversy that has taken place within the last few months, this movie will probably not do well at the box office, or do even less than it would have, probably only earning a few $1 million. But it's definitely much more of a streaming movie anyways, for personal knowledge and anyone who's afflicted with such an ailment. Now, I Swear is basically the story of David Johnson, a British man who, as a child had a very nice and normal childhood up until his teenage years, where he began to develop the mental illness of Tourette's syndrome. Thus blurting out obscenities, having terrible tics, even losing bodily control of his arm movements, often uncontrollably spouting out expletives, and even punching people at times, and a whole host of inappropriate actions, behavior, and, verbal and physical. And basically this is his tale of how he grew up, having to, leave his normal life behind and deal with this affliction that isolated him and his own family, and even in the end isolated him from his family. And if it was not for the kindness of a friend's mother of his, he probably would not have progressed to the levels that he did at the end of this film and throughout his life, becoming a integral and productive member of society there in Britain, even to the heights of getting an award and recognition from Queen Elizabeth herself for his accomplishments of making the public aware of Tourette's syndrome and how to deal with those individuals, and helping them to realize that it was not his fault or their fault, and not to stigmatize the individuals, just like anyone with any type of mental or physical disability, although he didn't not like using the word disability. So the affliction, per se, of Tourette's syndrome. The controversy around this, again, the movie overall is a shock a thumbs up. Definitely worth streaming at home, if not, spending money at the movie theater with the high prices of today. You know, the controversy itself is at the BAFTA Awards, unfortunately, where he was there because he was up for a BAFTA for this documentary type movie. He spouted out several expletives of the racist kind towards Michael B. Jordan and Ray Delindo, which made the news extensively. And I have to say, if it hadn't been for that news coverage of this terrible event that took place surrounding the BAFTAs, I would not have known who this individual was. So, he later apologized for it, although not personally to Roy Delindo or Michael B. Jordan, which maybe I think he should have. At the very least, I think an addendum to this film, or at least, an attachment of an apology, should have been put at the end of this film. And I watched it all the way through the credits. That maybe he should have apologized for that. Now, it's come to light, perhaps, that due to his affliction, of course, it wasn't his fault. However, maybe the holders of the BAFTA Awards there kind of set him up, putting a microphone near him, knowing his condition, knowing what could take place, and if not even for that, then definitely some suspicion on the part of those hosting the BAFTAs to air publicly on live TV the expletives that he shouted. Whereas, there is a delay that they do for the broadcast, that they could have cut that out. So, where the blame lies is certainly on the producers of the BAFTAs and whoever was running the show at that time. However, again, I feel that he could have made some type of statement at the end of this movie to address that controversy, which might have smoothed it over a little bit, with anyone still sore at him, which a lot of Americans definitely were, especially Black Americans who had heard the news coverage or had seen the BAFTAs and, witnessed the affront to Michael B. Jordan and Ray Delindo as they were accepting their awards for the accolades for Sinners. But again, overall, the movie and the story and the messaging that it tells of, a man facing his adversities, growing up, and, making the public aware of his affliction to help others, is definitely a story worth being told and heard. And despite the controversy probably affecting this film at the box office, but again, definitely streaming, it will have some legs. All right, mahalo and aloha.